Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Thursday afternoon, November 10th. We are looking at window traders, market profile of the Yes and SPY. Well, I really hope you watched my video this morning, okay? We tried to give a game plan for every scenario with the CPI, right? I said last night and I said this morning, the odds of opening inside of yesterday's range I thought weren't good, right? Even though it was a decent range yesterday, yesterday's range was actually pretty good. Just thought the odds for gapping either higher or lower were good. I have a feeling a lot of people thought that the odds for a gap lower were better. The way the market went home short, when they pushed down the last 2 hours of the day, we had a 24 wide POC overnight. So the key to my room is to keep people out of trouble on days like today. I constantly tell them, if you're not comfortable longing, no trade is a trade also. A lot of times what happens is we get fixated on this thing right here, which is called price. A lot of people trade price. I think price is a detriment to a lot of traders. What I use price for is for reference points and destinations to get to them, where we can get to them. This in front of me here, the profile, is what we should be looking at. So when the market's continually trying to go up, but having trouble saying IJK, I don't know if it's going to do this, but there were nuances that told you this could happen. J couldn't even come down to get a wider POC. K never got back below the weekly balance high in ES. Those are nuances on the profile, a lot more important than price. And then when it finally went, boom, we spiked and exploded and got to 2 afternoon rally highs, which were the next target from back on September 15th. The only thing that surprised me a little bit today is we never raised POC. POC stayed, this is not 7 wide because these are in bigger increments. POC stayed at D's low. So I was a little surprised by that, that we never raised it again. But that's the only thing I'm surprised at. Excellent volume today. We have 135 million on the tape with 4 hours of after hours trading to go. It's not even worth going over all my trades, but I will tell you this. I longed 9 times and made money 9 times. The one long I didn't get, and I'm very, nobody's fault but my own, was G's low. At the time, the way we were coming down, half back at the time was right below that. Value low is a little lower. I had bids lined up at all those levels to get long about a 10 lot. I was going to get long 2 at half back. I was going to get long 3 at value low. And I was going to get long between 3 and 5 right above the overnight high and the opening or C's low if we pushed back. Didn't get one of them. Now, I did take a 1 or 2 small longs in G and again in H to stop the one-time framing, but I didn't get what I wanted. Why was I looking to do that? Because everything, and I mean everything, was telling you that buyers were so firmly in control, they were not going to give this day up. The only little nuance at that time, which I wasn't thrilled about, was the POC staying at D's low. Obviously, that meant nothing, as we obviously just ripped higher. So I longed A, B, C, Y. Well, we kept going up. See, I started once when C took out B, I didn't do anything. Longed E versus single prints. I said G, H, L. So again, 9 longs, 9 winners. Somebody said I had mentioned this once before. I never knew I even said this, but supposedly I say it was a long day for shorts. Kind of geeky, right? But boy, oh boy, is that true. If you shorted this day early and then just kept wishing and hoping, we had a $4.50 gap that held. It started out at around $6. It ended still being $4.50. What you should have been looking for today is nothing but longs on pullbacks where you're comfortable. Plain and simple. Plain and simple, right? Long or wrong, if you're short or bought, any kind of saying you want to use. This market now has exploded, right? We had a daily bounce. We blew away. And now we came out of a weekly bounce to the upside. I said by probably today or by tomorrow the latest, we'd have a pretty good idea if the lows of the year are in. I'm going to say I think it's a good, again, I'll never put anything at 100. I won't even put them at 90. But I would say I think there's a 75% chance, which is still pretty good odds, that the lows for the year are in. And we'll look at the charts and go over that. Tomorrow we'll recap all of these charts. But for now, I think this was a powerful rally. So there's going to be two lines in the sand to look for tomorrow. The base of the price spike, which is ease high. Remember, we tried to go trend. We had two sets of single prints early that failed. We had another one that failed. And then finally we held L's. So the base of the price spike is going to be very important tomorrow. Buyers want to hold that. If they don't hold that, we'll probably go test 3,900. But if you test 3,900, you're coming back into that weekly bounce. I don't think they want to do that. So this is really your line in the sand. Ease high to about 39.30. Okay? So ease high is around, I don't know, we'll round it out, 37 to 30. Buyers want to defend that area. Okay? If they don't defend that, we're going to test 3,900. If they defend it, then the next stop should be 4,000. And that'll be the next level that we should get some pretty good battles going at because of a lot of the destinations. We had a huge trend day down September 13th, which encompasses 4,000 level. We also have a trend line I'll show you on the monthly that encompasses right around that level. So we gave the bigger picture of the market prior to the opening. Well, once we came out of that balance, we talk about price vacuums. There was nothing above us. There's still nothing above us. The first thing was that afternoon rally high that we got late in M. Well, wait until you hear the destinations on the upside. They're still pretty far away. So this move, I don't believe, is over. As far as the upside in SPY, 395.04 is today's high. Then we have 395.96 daily high. 396.20 daily high. Now, you should have written these down back in September. I'll go over them, but again, I won't go over them again. Single prints, 396.21 to 397.15. Another set, 397.40 to 60. Third set, 399.67 to 70. Fourth set, 400.44 to 81. For the downside, price probe, L's high of 393.52. Single prints today, 393.23 to 392.35. 388.97, G's low, afternoon pullback low. Today's low of 385.64, and then filling the gap at 381.14. That's a $4.50 point gap. Now, get to our next ES. Highs, 65.50, 77.50, daily high, 81.25 daily high. Single prints 81.50 to 91.25. Second set 94 to 95.75. Third set 16.75 to 17. Fourth set 24.75 to 28.25. If I'm taking the time and effort to give them to you, I really expect the effort for you guys and gals to write them down. And then on the downside for ES, today's price probe 50.50. Single prints, 47.25 to 38.75. Afternoon pullback low, 04.50. Today's low, 70.75, and filling the gap at 25.75. Now, let's go to the charts. So here's the monthly. That's a pretty nice monthly candle, but it is only November 10th. We're still balanced, right? We only came into balance this month, so I won't know what the balance high is until the end of this month. Okay, does that make sense? We were down until we took out last month's high. Well, it's a monthly. So right now it's a 3-month balance. We'll use September's high and October's low. But if by some chance we get above September's high, then August high is going to become a balance. Okay, so that we're going to figure that out as the month goes on. But look at the trend line. This is the COVID low. Look where we are. That trend line's right around the 398 level. So again, anywhere between 398, 400, you should have a battle start waging, going on again. Okay, that's the monthly balance. Weekly, I called it a 2-week balance coming into today. Some people called it a 7-week balance, or a 3-week, including this week at the time. No problem with that. But to me, the weekly is now up. We just came out of balance. You know what the next destination on the weekly high is? 411.73. There's nothing here on the weekly. The daily has a lot of levels to get over. What are they? Okay. Well, first of all, the daily exploded out of balance to the upside. I was using this as my next lower high. I think now that has been broken. So we have now the next big level is that 411.73 level. That number keeps coming up, doesn't it? That's a monthly high, weekly high, and a daily high. So what are the hurdles that the longs have to, or the bulls have to battle to get above 4,000 and stay there? Well, first and foremost are those single prints that start around that 4,000 level. That's number one. Number two would then be the 200-day moving average, which is at 407.32. And then number three, and the big hurdle you would love to take out, would be September's high. September's high of 411.73. Right? That's that monthly high here. That's the hurdles on the shorter time frame. When you look at the monthly and weekly, those are the destinations, both of them. 411.73 in SPY. That's your next destination on the bigger time frame. But the daily's going to have to grind through a lot of things to get to that level. What could shake my confidence that 75% of the odds for the yearly low being in? The biggest thing that could happen is we give this all back in a very short period of time. Is that possible? Of course it's possible. Look at this. Remember, that was one of our lower highs, 411.73. Look what happened the next day. We gapped higher and then gapped lower. Huge gap. It's still there, by the way. So that's another thing on the daily we have to take back. It gets filled at 408.46. So there's a large gap still above us. So even though the monthly and weekly have neon lights going off, 411.73, that's their destinations. The daily has so much more to do. 4,000. Huge gap above. 200-day moving average. Those things are going to have to be overcome. And I don't think they're going to be overcome that easily. I don't think we're just going to blow through those things. But I think there's a good opportunity to get them. But again, that could shake my faith in the lows being in if you got anything of this type of scenario. Am I expecting that? No, I don't think the odds are really good on that. But again, next month, we still have CPI the day before the Fed meets in December. But as of right now, I would say there are really good odds that the low of the year is in and the market is going to attempt at some point to take out this high from September. $30 a month, friends. $30 a month to lead you through today, which was another fabulous, wacky day. Why you're not checking us out for a couple of months is beyond me. Like I said, the odds of me raising the price come January are very good. But if you're in at 30, you never pay more than 30. The other thing I really would like you to do is to keep liking these videos, telling your family, friends, and coworkers. I'd really appreciate that. Okay? So I hope you had a good day trading. Rest up. We'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.